Why are you telling me how much to
No, no, no,
charge?
no, no, no. It is my business because that's not your policy. It's a homeowner's policy.
Contractor can negotiate scope of work with insurance company.
No, no. You can write an estimate and defend your estimate. You cannot negotiate anything.
So you telling me that every claim need a public adjuster?
Everyone. It's a
Everyone.
policy dispute.
They're getting paid $18,000. Why do they need you?
Because it's not an appropriate settlement. No, 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 no. It's the homeowner's money. The settlement is the homeowner's money.
It's whoever does the work. Do you understand you're committing fraud right now? Like what you're saying is a fraud.
No.
Do you think it's fair that three-star public adjusters like yourself getting their cut on $200,000 claims?
Our firm is
3 stars. That's your firm. 3 stars. First question I have for you, for those of you who don't know you completely, tell us about yourself in like less than a minute. How long you've been in the industry? How long you've been a public adjuster? I don't know that myself.
Yeah, so I'm regional vice president for Metro Public Adjustment. I've been in the industry for about 8 years. I am our head corporate trainer. I train all the new reps in the company. I'm a nationally approved certified continuing education teacher through the American Association of Public Insurance Adjusters.
So how many years is that total?
For me, 8, but for the company, almost 30.
Okay. Are you still with Metro?
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen some reviews of Metro and they're not good, and I would like to have your comment. They're rating, I believe, 3 on Google based on 50 reviews, and a lot of red flags reviews that like people saying pretty bad stuff from experience. How do you comment? One answer to all negative reviews Metro have gotten.
Yeah, so insurance claims are complex, and it depends on what's going on with the policy. Like a lot of homeowners are really, unprepared for how underinsured they are, and we do a marginally better job in the claim, but the homeowners, the commercials say, hey, listen, you're in good hands, we're going to pay you, and then the reality of the claim hits. So, a lot of the complaints, like we do thousands of claims, like we do thousands. So when you look at all the complaints versus what the good we do, we have like a 99.7 success ratio. It's just that nobody goes on and like, especially the complaints, like we addressed all of them. We're a corporation, but nobody goes on and removes them and stuff like that. So we provide our service, but you're in business, you're going to have complaints. I generally don't take much stock in the reviews of us because of your video, I have like 100 one-star reviews now from people who are just vindictive, right? So, you got to take that with just, it is what it is, right?
Sure.
So,
and I'm not, and you're when you're gonna piss large crowd of people, you'll get reviews, and I don't even consider those. Like I consider reviews, for me, solid reviews as experience, and that's what I was referring to at Metro.
Well, so I'm looking at, I look at a lot of those reviews, and a lot of them, like, aren't even how we do things. And so, like, reviews are just like when I had my restaurant years ago. You get the competitors, and you get the people are just hard to please a lot of times. I do settlement double checks where I literally, the homeowner got $0, and then we get them X amount. And we're going to take a fee out of that. And they're like, well, you took a fee. You had 0 without me. Like, you had to pay out of your pocket without me. So, we get a lot of that as well, right? It's not enough to do my roof now. Well, that wasn't the agreement when we came in. You tried and got 0, or you got this little check. We got you more. It's not enough. That's not our fault, right? It's hard to save a claim after it hasn't been done right from the beginning. There's really tactics and a process to insurance claims. So, so you get that, and that's why you'll see some bad reviews, and those you get them, right? But overall, we have a pretty good claim satisfaction rate.
How would you describe a public adjuster's scope of work? What is it that you do? You mentioned that you review policies, you review claims once they've been denied. What else public adjuster does? And if you don't mind, what's your fee like on a denied claims and then you approve it? Do you charge on entire claim or do you charge an increased value?
So public adjuster, the number one thing is we're regulated by the state insurance departments, right? So we have a license. we have errors and omissions insurance. We have a bond. If we're negligent in handling a claim, the consumer has financial restitution through those, right? So just like a realtor, just like a CPA, we're licensed as a fiduciary for that homeowner. Right. So when we approach a claim, like our company is a lot different than a lot of public adjusters. You'll have, everybody says, oh, it's easy to get a public adjuster's license. Yeah, but it's very hard to do a good job. And us being a bigger corporation, we've been around and we're providing value added services to help that experience go the best it can. Right. So all our field adjusters are IICRC, HEG certified, Xactimate certified, and public adjusters, so that we're not asking the insurance company, please pay this. We're telling them this is what you owe and why. So it's a little bit different perspective. So it's not about, anybody can write an estimate. That's the easy part. It's getting the coverage agreed upon. So like I say, there's no such thing as a roof claim, because the roof is only ever part of that claim, right? There's more going on. So the claim is it's the homeowner's money. And the proper way to do it is get a settlement and then get contractors to bid on the work, just like it's any other job. And I don't understand how roofers ended up, like the homeowners, there's a lot of states where public adjusters, there's not a lot of us, right? Because most people don't think that we provide value. So there's a lot of states even there where there's fee caps, where we can't help people with smaller claims, right? So so now how do they get help? And in those states, the contractors are trying as they might. But that homeowner is still, if they're not represented by somebody licensed, they're not getting a proper settlement. Right. So it's not about scope.
In your experience, if you take all your claims you've done, let's say it's 1,000 claims, what's the percentage of claims that's getting underpaid, and have you ever seen claims being overpaid by insurance companies, like when insurance is paying way too much, and what's the percentage that goes underpaid? Because that's what you do. Your job is to make sure claim pays out properly, and insurance company did not pay enough, you have more coverage than their offer. What's the percentages?
Yeah. So damage control is not, like, that's not really how it should go. Like, calling us in to try to save the day, like, we're probably going to improve on that settlement, but that's not ideal, right? We want to be able to present the claim properly so that the homeowner, there's a lot of different settlement options, right? So you have appraisal, right? So the appraisal, when the insurance company agrees there's damage, but they don't agree on what they owe, you demand appraisal. And most policies is very simple language. But there's some policies out there now where they're making you jump through hoops. So, like State Farm says, you have to demand appraisal. You have to tell them you're going to demand appraisal 10 days before you demand appraisal. So, as a contractor, it's a new form of the policy. Like, it's crazy stuff. So, as a contractor, you tell that homeowner, oh, we're just going to demand appraisal. They're going to say, well, you didn't comply with the policy language. So now that homeowner doesn't get the option to go to appraisal, and it's the contractor's fault because they didn't do it right to begin with, right? And that's not fair to a homeowner. That's all I'm really trying to, like, I'm not trying to trash contractors. Like, I don't hate contractors. It's just, there's good contractors, bad contractors, but the process, the claims process, homeowners, it's more about the policy than the damage at the end of the day, right? It's more than just a roof claim. Right. And then what are you owed, right? Are you owed one shingle? Like, are you owed a roof patch, or are you owed a whole roof? Like, who's making that determination on the claim? Like Allstate, they have two options. They can either pay their person to fix or replace. Those are the only two options. So if they're not going to call their roofer out and take the liability of that patch, they owe to replace it. Right, so that's the policy language. But most people, oh yeah, it's just a couple shingles, right? You're owed a patch, it's not more than deductible. You get all this, and well, who's determining that? Sure. And at the end of the day, the roofer that's there is generally getting a job, regardless of what happens with the insurance company.
Well, right? You just said that you generally, you're not against roofers. I watched a few of your TikTok videos, and you definitely come out as a person who has a beef with roofers. Like, you made many statements, many claims against roofers, and I want to get down to it because this is what invited this interview. Essentially, I want to start with the question of going rates. So you made claims that is it public adjuster job to determine the going rate? Like, who am I and who are you to claim that we know the going rate? What's the going rate? Let's talk about it, because marketplace
Okay,
sets
so
the going rate. You said, like in your video, you said that this claim is $18,000, but going rate is $10,000 across the board.
marketplace.
Okay, so what? Where is the number coming from? What's the average roof job for $10,000? What's going rate per square?
So in my neighborhood, the roofs are essentially all the same. There's three different models.
Okay,
right?
how many squares?
So the same model house. I have the contractors, and they're reputable contractors. Nobody's getting McDonald's for the steak dinner price. Like that's not. That's not what
How do you know, and why is it? Well, let me tell you
I
this.
know because they bid on. So the roofer, like,
What's the average roof in that neighborhood? What's the size?
20 to 25 square.
20, 25 squares and at $10,000. So you're telling me it's the going rate is $300.
About $400 a square.
How much?
$500 a square. 10 grand for 25 squares. $500 a square.
500. Okay, $500 a square. That's the going rate. What?
That's so if a roofer is giving a non-insurance price to do these roofs, no storm, no nothing, just an old roof, they want to get it replaced. 10 grand is, mine was 8,700.
Okay.
Right? So, that's the price to do the roof, soffit, gutters,
okay,
all that.
Okay, explain $18,000 claim. What claim consists of?
So I did not see that shit because I'm not under contract with the neighbor right now, right? So I didn't see that, but it does. He said, I said, is all they're doing is the roof? He's like, yeah, the roof. So as far as the homeowner is concerned, they're going to do a roof for their deductible, but that contractor is getting paid 80% more than normal, right? Than what a competitive warranty, all that stuff.
But how do you know that?
Because
you just said you just said you did not see the paperwork. Do you see insurance companies paying $800 per square for roofs? If going rate is $500,
yeah,
sometimes
sometimes 1,000 square. Like it depends on the facts. The facts in this, like you keep breezing past this, but I have literally invoices from these jobs where the contractor charged $10,000 for that 25 square. Like there's nothing different about this. And I know you're trying to get that. So the contractor, I don't know what he put in there to kind of like inflate his claim because, you said what? They cut your estimate by what, 30% most times?
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's what you said in the video. So, well, wait a minute. How do you make up for that? Like if you need all that money, how do you make up for that 30% that they're not paying?
You supplement. You go item by item. If they don't pay you for a reach shingle or for ice and water, that's what the insurance company usually removes, or they pay you less for removal. They pay you like different rates.
Why do they remove it?
Huh?
Why do they remove it?
Shingles?
Why the ice and water shield and stuff like that? Why do they remove it?
Well, I'm in Minnesota. You have to install ice and water shield. You cannot go over existing.
Okay. Okay. But why? So why does the insurance company? So why are they? So they're cutting your estimate though, right? At the end of the day, you're getting 30% less than the estimate you submit, right?
No. Like usually claims start. Like I'll give you my story. So like I was a roofing contractor for 7 years. We've done thousands of claims. First 2 years, I was a retail contractor, and I actually
wait, stop.
Go ahead.
Stop. Like, I don't understand. So, what do you mean roofer worked with claims? Like that's where my disconnect here is.
Okay,
Like,
I'll explain.
What gives you the authority to do that?
Many roofers don't understand insurance claims. They don't understand paperwork. They don't understand how insurance companies work. I'll tell you my story, how it's all started for me. So for 2 years, I was only doing and I actually endorsed, I agree with you that a roofer
that's not their job.
A roofer has to give the estimate to the homeowner. I agree 100% with you. But here's the problem.
Right.
Where is demand, there's going to be supply. So if I'm at a roofer and I come to the homeowner and homeowner meets me and say, hey, Dmitry, here's the paperwork from my insurance company. I don't want to deal with it. Here's how much I'm getting paid. I want someone to replace this roof. Can you review it for me? What should I say? No, I'm not gonna look at your estimate. I don't need to see exact.
I'm not licensed. I'm not licensed
I'm
to
not.
negotiate your claim.
It's not about license. It's about scope of work. I don't negotiate claims.
No. So no, Dimitri. That's what you need as a contractor is not what that homeowner is owed. What you figure out in that estimate is not what that homeowner is owed. It is an incomplete estimate.
I'm gonna review what scope
And
of work.
it's getting cut by 30%.
Listen,
I don't understand. Like,
I'm trying to explain. You're not listening. So you take that insurance estimate. So let's say it's $9,000. So you review it. It's like, okay, your insurance company is paying for this, this, and this, and I can do it for you, but they're not paying for this, and I'm gonna ask them for it. If they're not paying for ice and water, I'm gonna call them and I'm gonna ask them to pay for ice and water. Right? It's a reasonable thing to ask. Why not? You call that adjuster and say, hey, I'm a contractor, I'm working with a homeowner, and I see you missing ice and water. Tell me that I cannot do that. It's a scope of work. I'm not negotiating claim. I'm not reviewing their policy. It's a scope. I'm a contractor. I'm allowed
What
to
happens
discuss
when they say-
scope
what
of work.
what happens when they say, we don't owe for that? The homeowner didn't buy code upgrade coverage.
Well, first of all, I can always hire a public adjuster. I can always go through appraisal process, everything.
No,
I can
for
also.
damage control, right?
No.
That's not the right way to do it. It's backwards.
Says who?
Right? Why?
Says
why-
public adjuster who wants to cut. I'm telling you the business model. You can have a
I'm
supplementary.
telling you, your business model is based on unlicensed activity. Like, I don't understand why you don't get that. Like,
What's unlicensed?
your
I'm
job
not
as a
reviewing the
contractor-
claim. I'm not reviewing the policy. You can contractor can negotiate scope of work with insurance company.
No. You can write an estimate and defend your estimate. You cannot negotiate anything.
And that's what we
That's
do.
not.
But that's
No,
that's what
you're
writing
not
that's what
licensed to
writing
do that.
estimate. Okay, what the writing estimate is? They give you proposed scope of work, and you give them your proposed scope of work. Isn't that negotiating the scope of work?
Listen, it's not your job, right?
Well, it's not your job
so
either. You're not a roofer. You don't know what the roofer needs. It's my job to tell
No,
adjuster.
it's none of my business. Listen, but you don't know what that homeowner's owed. So you're trying to get what you need, but what that homeowner's owed is left out of the question. So you want a public adjuster to negotiate all the stuff they're owed.
Listen, I've
right?
done
And
it
then
for. Listen.
Listen, once the scope is agreed upon, then like our firm, we write the estimate based on what they're owed, right? And then they get a settlement, and then a contractor come in and say, hey, listen, it's $400 a square, $600 a square, whatever it is. They don't need to know how much insurance pays. That's not. If you're worried about what insurance is doing, you're doing unlicensed stuff.
I don't agree with it 100%. Well, now, my argument with you is if you worrying about going rate, that's not your job. Your job is not to.
Xactimate spits that out. Xactimate spits out.
Yeah, and my company writes Xactimate estimates. You tell me I cannot do that?
Xactimate does not make you a claims adjuster.
I'm not a claim adjuster.
Well, you're.
But I can.
What are you doing?
I don't have to be claim adjuster to write estimate and Xactimate.
No, you don't.
So why do you have Why do you have a problem with that? Why do you have a problem with that? If homeowner has a claim and I'm going to write
The
Xactimate,
homeowner's not getting a settlement based on what they're owed.
they're getting estimate from their roofer based on the scope of work from that contractor. You cannot tell me how much to charge. You cannot tell me how much to charge. You're not market price authority. If a roofer, okay, in your case, $18,000 is the claim.
I don't care how much you charge. It's irrelevant.
Well,
to what is owed.
apparently,
It is irrelevant to what is owed.
but
Irrelevant.
But why you
to what is owed.
why you giving advice to the homeowner to get 3 bids because it's $10,000?
Because that's what you do when you
Okay.
do home improvements. You get bids on the work. Why should you get, think about this. Why should you get a windfall plus deductible just because it's an insurance job?
I'm charging what I'm charging, and it's none of your business. Why are you telling me how much to charge?
No. It is my business because that's not your policy. It's a homeowner's policy, and I'm here as a fiduciary to protect
So
the homeowner.
let me ask you this question. On that claim on $18,000, so you telling me insurance company is paying the roofer too much? Why do you think so? Like why you have not even seen the claim?
Because to do the roof, because when companies give a non-insurance price to do the roof, that same exact roof is about $10,000.
Why do they need? Is it your job? Why do you need to review $18,000 claim that is already paid? It's not your job to
Because
review.
because it's not complete. They didn't have proper representation.
What does it mean? Just because they don't have proper representation does not mean that they need your help. Not so. You're telling me that every claim need a public adjuster?
Everyone. It's
Everyone.
a policy dispute. It's a policy
There's no dispute. Is that homeowner who got
Yes,
paid
there is.
18?
It's a claim on the policy. What are you owed? Are you owed one shingle or a whole roof?
Well, they're
don't know?
no. Listen,
I do.
Anthony.
Because the policy says.
Anthony, they're getting paid $18,000. Why do they need you?
Because it's not an appropriate settlement.
How do you know it's not According to you, the roof costs $10,000.
How do you know it is? How do you know it is, my friend? You don't. Like you're assuming just because it worked out for you that
All right.
that you don't need a public adjuster.
We-
The homeowner does.
We don't live in
The
a.
homeowner needs my.
Here's my argument. We don't live in a perfect world, right? If IRS goes after you or me, I'm pretty sure they're gonna find that you underpaid your taxes, or if you scroll through every single estimate and you scroll at every report, every legal action case, you're gonna find some just because. There's a cases where insurance company did not pay enough or whatever.
No. I'm talking.
Does not mean that we need a public adjuster in every claim.
Every claim that is not handled by a good public adjusting firm is underpaid. Everyone.
Including
Because
this
as a contractor,
this $18,000.
I'm gonna check it. So here's what's great about my settlement double check. Because I know everybody's gonna, like you said in your video, it's easy to sell something for free. And your line is probably, we do the same thing a public adjuster does, we just don't charge a fee. Well, that's a chuck in a truck handling an insurance claim. So when you talk about chucks in a truck, right? So you're not claims adjusters, and you have no business to know what the insurance company is paying.
Why not? I'm a contractor. I should know what insurance estimate is the offer for the scope of work. Homeowner needs the contractor who will work. Insurance company comes out, propose, hey, here's the proposal, here's how much we pay. I can tell you right now that not every house, not every claim needs a public adjuster, that's for sure. And homeowners don't need...
Wait, does the insurance company send out their adjuster?
Yes.
Okay, so who's the homeowner's adjuster to go to negotiate with that, to represent that homeowner?
Well, let me ask you this: is every claim goes underpaid?
Who is the? Yeah, because nobody's there to negotiate on behalf of the homeowner.
Okay.
So right, like if you get divorced, you're not going to rely on your spouse's representation.
No, I get it.
Give you a fair settlement.
So by default, you're assuming that just because there's no public adjuster on the other side, insurance company is always underpaying, right?
A settlement that is not negotiated is underpaid. Yes.
And what happens? Okay, so let's say this $18,000 case, you go in and you make it $25,000, but the scope of work is only $15,000. What happens to the remaining $10,000?
Hold on. Let me start here. So if I get that homeowner $25,000 for that same roof, that same $10,000 roof, does the roofer get all that money? Right, but you're doing it for proceeds, right? So whatever the insurance company pays, you're going to do the work for, which is a garbage. Like I can't believe anybody would even sign something like that, right? How do you?
Well, let me ask you this: do we need three estimates?
Wait.
Okay,
the roofer is going to now get the fruits of my labor. My labor is for the homeowner, right? So now.
Do you understand you're committing fraud right now? Like what you're saying is a fraud.
How? What is?
So what insurance companies paying for the roof, right? So
no, they're paying for the damage. You don't even have to get the work done, right? So a homeowner can get a check from the insurance company and not do any work. They just can't claim it again unless they replace it, right?
Okay, what will happen if they do claim it?
What's that?
And if they do claim it, they're gonna lose the coverage because they didn't do the work.
Well, so yeah, nobody's telling people not to do a roof. But So, but in theory, like the way insurance claims work.
So
is that
your job, let me make it clear, your job is to get homeowner more money from insurance company and not,
My job is to get them what they're owed according to the coverages afforded in their policy.
okay, and get all the bids from the contractors.
I don't deal with the contractors.
Well, but you advising people, you advising people to get bids from the contractors.
Yeah, get 3 bids on any home improvement. Like,
Should they get 3 bids from, should they have 3 public adjusters to review their policy?
If they want to, they can. Some people shop public adjusters.
What makes you a good public adjuster? Because here's what's happening right now. You arguing like, so I'm a contractor, you public adjuster. My reputation is 4 point.
We should be together.
I know, but you go against me. You tell me how much money to make.
I'm not against you. We don't do the same job.
Exactly. So
we don't do the same job.
Okay, we don't do the same job, but why you telling me that I have to submit my quote when I don't? I don't have to do anything. Do you know what tortious interference is? If you don't have a contract with the homeowner, you're no one. It's not public adjuster job to go to the homeowner and say, hey, your job is cost this much. You don't know how much job costs. Don't tell me how much it costs.
I did that as a neighbor. I'm not under contract.
Who cares? No, you're influencer.
You know that this contractor is getting 18 grand plus deductible for a 10 grand roof?
And he should.
You think that's fair?
And he,
You think that's fair?
Yeah. Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's fair that 3-star public adjusters like yourself getting their cut on $200,000 claims?
Listen, our firm is
3 stars. That's your firm. 3 stars.
See, this is all you have. The stars. I told you about that. So is that all you have?
No, it's not. But read them. Read them. You're not reputable.
Listen, I told you. Listen, we're a corporation. Like there's no concern with how I do my job.
Anthony,
they're not complaining.
Here's what's happening. You don't have a good reputation. No, you don't have a good reputation.
No, because you accuse me of fraud, and
it is fraud.
It's not. You just don't understand. You just don't understand how. So how is it fraud for a homeowner to get a check from the insurance company, the actual cash value that they're owed for the damaged items that were insured? How is it fraud for them not to take that money and do the work themselves? Do they have to pay their deductible?
They can do it themselves, but it's none of your business. It's tortious interference. If you tell the homeowners not to do business with someone, that's tortious interference. Let them do.
I didn't tell them not to do business with someone. I said tell them get
You're
bids.
giving them advice on the internet. You don't know the cost. You don't know that every roof cannot be cost $10,000. Don't tell us how to do, Anthony. I don't tell you how to do your work. Don't tell us how to do my work.
I'm not, but you're trying to do my job, and you're not licensed to do it.
I don't care. I did not know about you. It's when you go in.
I know you don't care. I know you don't care, and that's the problem. You don't care about that homeowner. You only care about what you can get out of the insurance company.
Really? So you want to review every.
Why do you do proceeds contracts and not just give a price for the roof?
I don't do proceeds contracts.
You knock on the door. Hey, I'm a roofer, and it looks like you have some damage. When you call your insurance company and get a settlement, I'd love the opportunity to price this. I already did the Eagle View here. It's 10 grand. It's $500 a square. It is what. Yeah. It's all that, right?
That's what we do.
That's how roof sales should be.
That's what we do.
We'll do it for whatever. We'll meet with the insurance company. Do you tell them that you're not a licensed claims adjuster?
Yes, 100%.
You tell the homeowner you're not. Listen, I'm not a licensed public adjuster, but
we have it in contract. We have it in contract that we're not public adjusters.
What's in contract?
Huh?
You have it in your contract that you're not a public adjuster.
Yes.
Okay. So what then? Why are you doing public adjuster work?
I don't do public adjuster work.
You help with the insurance claim process.
I don't help with the insurance claim process. I review the scope of work that I'm hired to do.
Listen, you can dance around it. You can, listen.
What do you mean dance around? I'm a contractor. You telling me I'm not allowed to? Homeowners meeting me say, Dimitri, here's what my homeowner.
You should have no idea that it's even an insurance claim. None of your business.
I don't want to. I don't want to know. Homeowners giving me paperwork. What do you want me to ignore it?
No, to send them to a good public adjuster.
Good public adjuster? I don't need. I've done thousands of jobs, and I don't need a public adjuster. We don't need people like you.
You don't, but your clients do.
No, they don't.
It.
They don't.
What are you?
You need to get your 20% cut. You need your 20% cut. I don't need a public adjuster.
My settlement is not going to be the same as yours.
I don't give it. I don't give it. I don't give it. The
my
only
fee is inconsequential.
Anthony, the only time I need a public adjuster if the claim is get underpaid. But if insurance companies in paying properly,
You're totally ignorant to the system. Totally ignorant to it. It's a policy dispute. The insurance company is sending
it's
their
not a
adjuster.
policy dispute. We're going over scope
What are
of
you
work.
talking about? It's a claim against the policy. It's not a roof claim. There's no such thing as a roof claim.
The only thing I'm discussing with them, with the insurance company, and I'm allowed to, is codes. I can call them, hey, I see that you're paying for this roof, but you're not paying for this. Here's the core documents. Did I talk policy? No. I'm discussing scope of work. Huh?
But so what happens if they don't pay the code coverage? What, do you charge the homeowner?
I'll hire, in that case, I might hire a public adjuster, but it never happens. You know why? What? Because insurance companies will work with reputable roofing contractors, and we don't need a middleman.
I don't want somebody to work with the insurance company. I want somebody to stand up for my rights against the insurance company.
And I don't
You're helping the insurance company.
And I don't need a middleman between us. And I don't. If we need your help, we will help. It's just like hiring a lawyer. Just because you have a dispute with.
Your clients need my help. Your clients need my help.
No, they don't.
You don't. You're so.
The client who got $18,000 did not need your help. Not every claim needs your help.
The claim wasn't paid. How do you know they didn't need my help? That's not a proper settlement.
Okay, so they're getting insurance companies paying them over market rate. And you still think, who is greedy here? Who is greedy? Contractor is greedy because he's trying to get more than $10,000. But Anthony is not greedy because he's trying to get more than $18,000 from insurance company because he is.
So I'm getting. So wait.
That's what you said. Claims.
You don't see a problem with the contractor artificially inflating an estimate.
Nobody artificially inflating anything.
Compared to a homeowner getting paid what they're owed according to the policies. I'm not trying to scam the insurance company. I'm getting homeowners paid what they're legally owed according to the coverages in their policy. When you jack up your estimate because you know they're going to
I never jack up my estimate. Listen.
So how do you make up the 30%?
I don't. It's a line by line of it.
No wonder roofers go out of business. Why would you do that? Why would you take the cut on that 30%?
I don't.
Why would you be in that business?
No. Listen. How many times have you seen, let's say, State Farm or Allstate overpaying the roofer for a roofing job? Like, if you took like labor to remove.
There is no such thing. See, this is the problem. It is not about overpaying the roofer, underpaying the roofer. It's about getting what that policy owes. Right? I don't care what the roofer charges. It's not 5 roofers going to give 5 different prices for the same thing, right? So what the roofer needs has nothing to do with what that homeowner is owed. That homeowner needs that claim to be presented properly, to avoid the exclusions, to be able to talk about that language, to get it, to start from, hey, it's covered, it's all covered, it's not just a patch, it's not a denial, oh, it's lack of maintenance. Do you know what ensuing loss is?
Well,
let's talk about roof leaks. Okay, so there's a roof leak on a roof. Is the interior water damage covered?
Okay.
Depends on the policy. Farmers,
of course,
you need a wind created open.
Of course.
Okay, so how do you? So when you tell the insurance company, hey, listen, there's interior damage. Here's part of my estimate, and they don't pay it. What happens? You
hire a public adjuster to fight it, or whatever, or a lawyer.
That's backwards. What if you had done or said something that made that claim not get paid out? It was because you said something.
What would I say?
Well, there's hail damage here, and this missing shingle, and this and that. I see roofers screw up claims.
I see public adjusters screw up claims.
We can't even save them. We can't save them. They're screwed up so bad because of. So much was said and done, and then engineers came out. That's the insurance company's engineers. What do you have? That's you try, and at the end of the day, you're still getting that job, and it's a conflict of interest. It's a felony in Florida for a roofer to help with an insurance claim. Proceeds contracts are illegal and unenforceable. California, the assignment of benefits contract. Did you see that yesterday?
Yeah.
AOB, right? So. What are you going to do now?
Well,
those are all to circumvent consumer protection laws, and I don't know how you can sit here and say that what you're doing, like you don't need a public adjuster because the laws are to protect the consumer from you because.
What do you mean
not that
from me?
don't know what
They
you're
don't
doing,
need
it's
protection
not
from me. I'm not stealing from the homeowner. What do you mean protecting from me?
But you're not. But you're not helping. You're not helping with the claim process. The homeowner
And you
needs
making it
their
way more
owner.
complicated. You were making it way more complicated. We don't need as many players as we have right now. I think the only
listen,
let me
you're
explain.
not- but
I
you're
want to
not
explain.
even-
Can I explain
you
something?
shouldn't even be on the field yet.
Can I explain?
You're not supposed. You shouldn't be on the field until after a settlement.
Let's take your claim. Like we're talking about your video. Settlement is already made. Homeowner already have $18,000. Now here's what you're missing.
The
Here's what
homeowner actually has 10 grand in cash.
you have pretty bad job listening. Can you please listen? Like me as a contractor, I don't get paid for entire claim. I do sign contract for insurance proceeds, but I do get paid for the work that I do. So if it's $30,000 claim and I don't do siding, homeowner keeps that 10 grand. I might take $30,000 claim and only get 12,000, but $12,000 for a roofing job. So I don't care how much homeowner gets for staining deck or softened fascia, or if I don't do the work, it's none of my business. So in this case, in your example, if it's $18,000 claim and the roofing portion of it's $12,000, just because it says for insurance proceeds, like I would be committing fraud if I would, like I said with the hundreds of homeowners at the end of the job, we would do $80,000 claim and we'll do accounting at the end. Your insurance company have paid $80,000. Here's the 4 trades we did, 3 trades we didn't do. My job is not to get paid on a claim. My job is to get paid on the roof for that amount. Now, if it's entire 18,000.
But are you helping? Are you helping with that overall claim though?
No, how would I help it? The only thing I would do, if I look at a claim and I don't see that insurance company is paying enough, like let's say they only give you two sides instead of 4 sides.
So why are you talking to the insurance company? Like that's my big thing. Like what gives you the right to
Because I can talk scope of work. I'm a contractor. Contractor can discuss.
You're not a claims adjuster, so what good are you doing? Like you're
Okay,
putting the cart.
I'll give you
example.
I'll give you example. I come to the job site, I see adjuster. I found the insurance adjuster very reasonable, unlike others. Like I like the guy, he's like, Dimitri, I'm gonna open this claim. If you see any rotted damage, if you see anything plywood, I'm gonna throw it later. Let me know. Just document everything, send it to me. Tell me I cannot legally do it. Yes, I can. He opens a claim, it starts at $13,000. Later, we find that the job has to be redacted, and we send them invoices, like $75 per plywood, whatever. Now it's $18,000 claim. Did I talk policy? Did I act as a public adjuster? No.
Did you affect the outcome of the claim settlement?
We increased scope of work.
Listen, you can dance around.
There's no dancing around. I'm helping that adjuster to do his work, and he does not need guys like you because he doesn't.
An adjuster. How do you help an adjuster? You're not an adjuster.
I'm helping adjuster with the scope of work because he's not a roofer, and you're not a roofer. You don't know what I need.
You don't know you don't know the qualifications of my team.
You don't know the qualification of my roofing team.
IIC certified.
Listen.
All of them are public adjusters, which is most important.
So it's not the most important. But it's not your job. Listen, here's what I don't want you to do. If you don't want to piss off roofers, don't tell us. Market will if the homeowner has $18,000 claim and he gets $15,000, $16,000, and $17,000 estimate, it's none of your business what kind of estimates he's getting. He might be getting $24,000 estimate, way higher than. Don't go and tell homeowners what his going rate is. You don't know the going rate. Market will set the going rate. You telling me here's another.
If contractors aren't bidding on the work, where's the market?
What do you mean they're not bidding on the work?
Well, how do you know?
We
how
are.
do you know 10,000?
Listen.
How will we know if $18,000 is proper or $10,000 is proper? How do you?
We're going to review the scope of work. We have Xactimate estimate, don't we?
No. What? But that has nothing to do with the contractor needs.
How do you know? My needs is like,
Because 4 contractors have 4 different prices for the same job.
so what?
So what are you owed versus what you need, right? And a contractor's estimate isn't complete. It is only about the contractor's part. That's all you care about. You don't care about
Okay.
the overall what that homeowner's afforded according to the policy, right? So
Um,
public
it-
adjustment should be first.
It's my decision to accept insurance estimate for a roofing job or deny it. It's my job as a contractor. If insurance companies
No.
if insurance companies paying $12,000 and I charge 15, I might make a decision to lose $3,000 and to still take a job. You cannot tell.
Why? That's so dumb. Why would you do that? That's
Many contractors do it. It's not, but see,
why 9 out of 10 go out of business.
yes, and it's not your business. It's not your business.
My business is getting that homeowner paid what they're owed. What a contractor needs, I don't care.
Okay,
Right,
so
but
so
I'm gonna
don't care,
maximize that
Anthony.
settlement for
Then don't care. If contractors working, if his business model to work with insurance prices per exactimate, stay out of it. Don't tell them that they cannot review insurance company estimate.
Listen, that
It's if my business model is exactimate pricing, stay out of it. We don't need you. You and the middleman, homeowner, and myself don't
you
need.
don't need me, but your client does.
No, they
Your
don't.
client needs me.
They don't.
Listen, how you're not? Yes, they do.
My client don't
need
need
an
you.
adjuster to go. You have no idea what you're doing, and your clients are suffering.
Oh, I know really
think
well
you're
what I'm
Good
doing.
and you're so noble, but you're not. You're performing unlicensed activity. You're skating around. You're skating around the laws. Oh yeah, I'm just
Absolutely-
reviewing an estimate.
absolutely not.
It's an insurance claim. A contractor has no business. Did you read the article from Merlin Law Blog about the California AOB and what a federal judge said about AOBs?
I don't
Right?
do AOBs.
It's only to skirt consumer protection laws. The homeowner needs protection from
Listen,
you.
Anthony. Why we're
Because
talking
you're not
about it?
licensed.
Why we're doing? Why we're talking about it?
Why
I've never signed one AOB in my life. Like I don't care for it.
Do you recommend somebody uses a licensed roofer?
Absolutely.
Okay, why don't you recommend somebody uses a licensed adjuster?
Because we don't need adjusters on the claims that are proper
Then I
adjusted.
don't need a licensed roofer on a roof. Anybody can nail a shingle. What do we need? What do I need a licensed roofer for? Like, what advantage is that?
That's your opinion, and you can stick to it. You hate roofers,
That's
and
your
it's
opinion
obvious.
too, that's your. Listen, so let's back up to my video because you said you kept talking about fraud, right?
Yep.
And so when a homeowner gets a check from the insurance company, that actual cash value. Now we're really good at getting a homeowner paid everything they're owed. We negotiate depreciation. Like I've got claims where there's no depreciation, right? They got an actual cash value check, less their deductible. Okay, if that check is enough money for the work to get done, they do not have to pay their deductible because they are owed that actual cash value check. Deductible's already accounted for out of the settlement.
Can I ask you a question?
Right?
How is it possible that in 2022, actual cash value, which is depreciated, so if roof is 5 years old, right? 5 years old roof.
Okay.
How can roof worth today as much as worth 5 years ago? Because that's what actual cash value is.
Well,
So you
right,
telling
but
me it's
you're missing. See,
No,
this is what
I'm
you're
not missing a point. You telling me that in your case, $10,000 estimate. That's the only time it will work, because if you get 3 estimates, you will find people to do work for actual cash value for 5 year ago prices. Do you know how many price increases we have last year for shingles alone? 30%, 7 price increases. How can your actual cash value can justify that?
Listen. Your story is great, right? But when we're talking about a roof 5 years old, you're only talking about the roof part of the claim. That's what you're missing.
And that's all I'm asking. It's all I want to get paid. I'm only getting
I know,
paid.
that's all that's why it's a conflict of interest for contractors to help with insurance claim, because you only care about you.
No.
I'm trying to get that homeowner paid what they're owed.
Yes.
So my settlements are going to be better, astronomically
They not
better.
Listen,
That's all you're worried about,
I'm not.
right? There's so much more to an insurance claim and about what that is. The homeowner owed overhead and profit in the settlement. So you do the roof.
Not the
you get
not the
overhead
homeowner,
profit.
contractor.
No. It's the homeowner's money. The settlement is the homeowner's money.
It's whoever does the work.
So if they pay overhead and profit, you get the extra 20%. If they don't pay it, you take the hit, or you double dipping somewhere. Which is it?
Well, if a contractor owes overhead and profit, if he handles that claim, agree or false?
No. He can't get it for handling the claim. He's not licensed for it. He can't handle the claim.
By claim, I mean scope of work. If I'm doing the work, if I'm managing 4 trades, money is mine, not homeowners. Listen.
If a contractor needs 10 grand to do the roof, okay, and I get the estimate for 10 grand. Now I don't use the contractor's estimate, but let's say we use the contractor's estimate to do the roof, right? 10 grand. But now, right, no matter what it is, code, because you have to build it to code, right? So include all code issues, everything. You need 10 grand to do this roof in its entirety. So now, let's say I submit your estimate along with mine. But, oh, look, in the policy, there's code coverage, so I can add that money there. Oh, look, in the policy, there's overhead and profit available because we negotiated it almost every claim. So right there's 20% more money. So that money is not the contractor's money because it doesn't get paid all the time. It is the money for the first time it went in. Like if this was a totaled car, you get a check. You don't have to buy a new car with it, right? So I think you're missing.
I'm gonna make the biggest argument here of entire conversation. So you're telling me there's the 3 players. There's a contractor who does all the work, takes all the liability for the work, and has the most expenses of entire thing, right? You have a public adjuster.
Wait, no, stop. Time out. A contractor is not a player in an insurance claim.
I'm talking about the job. I treat it as a job. Okay, this is the job. There's 3 players.
Right.
So we have a job. So you have a contractor who does most of the work, has most expenses, biggest liability. Then you have a public adjuster who gets the cut, and you have a homeowner. So you're telling me, if we talk about overhead and profit, for example, it's not to help contractors to do what he was. So you interpret that overhead and profit to manage the trades on the payout claim, it's to split between public adjuster and homeowner and cut out contractor. That's what I hear from you. That's not my money.
That's because you don't understand how claims work. So
no, you don't understand how contract. Listen. I understand how claims work. Anthony, I also.
None of that is your concern. It's not your money.
Anthony.
It's not your concern. What does it cost to do my roof?
Anthony.
Not what does it cost if there's overhead and profit. If there's this.
Listen.
You're trying to make an argument that you shouldn't even be part of.
Listen, we're talking about.
That? Give me a price to do the roof.
Listen.
Give me a price to do the roof. That's your job.
My price is insurance. My price is insurance proceeds. No.
Wait,
you don't count.
No, you can't. Proceeds are not they're not even an appropriate contract.
Yes, they are.
Is you have 10 squares of roof. We're going to charge you $400 a square. That's a contract.
All right.
Not whatever the.
Here's my argument with you.
Let me tell you what it's that.
I want a 10% profit.
When somebody has scheduled roof replacement, right? Where like Allstate, the older it is, the less money they're going to get for it. You said to that homeowner, I'm going to do it for the insurance company proceeds. But the proceeds are half. Are you doing it for proceeds? No. Your hand's out. You're getting paid anyway. So that's a bullshit contract. Like how does anybody sign that? And then you're like, hey, we'll work with the insurance company. Well, now you're lying to them because you're not licensed to do that.
Listen, Anthony.
Like I don't understand.
It's a question of It's a question of greed. Homeowner can be.
No, it's not greed.
Yes, you're a greedy public adjuster, and out of
bigger settlement for the homeowner.
Homeowners.
The settlements are better with me.
No, they're not.
Better.
For your greedy public adjusting firm, they're not.
For the homeowner.
They're not.
And then you give a bid.
Homeowner does not get paid. Insurance claims are not designed to enrich homeowner.
It's the homeowner.
Listen,
it's not your money. They don't even have to.
It's not your money either. It's not your money either. We don't need you.
But
Listen, if I get
Your client does.
Anthony, if I get in the
You're the
car,
only selfish one here. You want all the money when it works out, and when insurance underpays, well, your hands out anyway.
Not true.
How's that good? For
it
the
never
homeowner?
works.
It's only about you.
How,
That's not how it works.
it's exactly
That's
how it
not-
works.
You're performing so many unlicensed activities and unfair trade practices, but you don't even realize it because that's what you built. All these companies are out there doing it. And there's nobody coming down on you. Now we got the judges saying, well, this is garbage what these contractors are doing. They're circumventing consumer protections.
The next
My
thing they're
guy said
gonna-
the homeowner paid.
Judges will come after
Not-
public adjusters like yourself next because we truly don't need you. There's nothing illegal that we do. We help the homeowner
License for this. What are you talking about? You don't have a license to do it.
to do
What are you doing?
contracting
That's
work.
That's it.
So
You're not what?
to do the contracting work, to do exactimate estimates, I don't have a license.
No, you're not licensed to deal with the insurance claim.
I don't deal with insurance claims. But I can review my scope of work.
What insurance pays, you should not look at that settlement and then try to get more. That's not your
Listen,
job.
and you don't get paid.
That's not your job.
Listen,
You tell that homeowner, I need this to to do the roof. Here it is. No matter if the insurance pays $1 or $1 million,
All right.
I need this to do your roof.
Anthony,
It shouldn't matter how much money's in the bank. You do an addition and you get a home equity loan. You don't give the contractor all the money. Oh yeah, I got $100,000. Oh, whoa. It's gonna cost
Anthony,
$100,000. No.
Anthony, you don't get cut from overhead and profit on the work that I do. Neither do homeowners.
Listen, whether the homeowner's paid overhead and profit or not is none of your concern.
It's none of your concern.
With your regular estimate.
It's not
included. It doesn't matter if insurance pays it or not. None of your business. And if I get them to pay it, and that covers my fee, then that homeowner got my service for free. Right?
and you're not a.
We're the experts at insurance claims.
So you're getting paid. Your value proposition to the homeowner to get paid from overhead and profit on my work. How are you not a fraud?
No.
Sounds like a scam to me.
You're not. Listen, on a roof, you're not getting overhead and profit. You're not getting it.
I'm a
99%
general
of the time.
contractor. I'm not just a roofer. I do soffit, fascia, siding, and gutters.
Listen, if there's not multiple trades involved, you're not getting it. If it's just a roof, I see all the estimates all the time.
So you
No
tell.
overhead and profit.
Okay, so you're
we
telling me,
negotiate
Anthony.
and get them to pay that.
Anthony, you're telling me I'm not entitled to, as a contractor for overhead and profit? I don't have overhead and profit because I don't do trades? How is it different? So I don't have a phone bill or I don't have a warehouse bill if I don't do one extra trade?
Listen, okay, listen, you're entitled to it. If insurance doesn't pay overhead and profit on a job, do you charge the homeowner for it?
It's my business, not yours. Stay out of it. Why are you in my business? Why you telling me how much to charge? Why are you telling me what to do? It's none of your business.
The insurance settlement is none of your business. You don't understand.
And
that.
I
It's
don't
not your
touch
money.
insurance.
It's the homeowner's money.
And I don't do it.
It's not your money.
I don't do.
It's not your policy, not your money. You shouldn't be anywhere this is what you should do. Knock on the door, say, hi, I'm a roofer. Looks like you might have an insurance claim. Did you get a public adjuster? I could probably refer a pretty good one. When they're done, let me bid on this roof for you. That's how it should go.
That's what you want.
Instead, you don't need a public adjuster. The guy standing next to you, because some public adjusters go door to door. Oh, no, you don't need him. I do what he does. Don't charge a fee. Good job. Got all that homeowner's money, and they never got a proper settlement. That's why it's illegal to do that. It's a conflict of interest. It's a felony in Florida. What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
Anthony,
Yes, sir.
the problem with you is you're so confident. I don't want.
Because I have a license and I know what I'm doing.
But your license does not give you the right to tell the homeowner what the going rate is. You don't know what the going rate is.
No, I told the homeowner to get bids. I do know what the going rate is because 3 houses had the same roof replaced in the last 2 months.
Yeah, but you made a video on $18,000 claim without seeing $18,000 claim. So if I take $18,000 claim and I get $14,000 for roof portion and the homeowner keeps $4,000, that's none of your business. That homeowner does not need a public adjuster. Not every claim needs a public adjuster.
Sure. So what you described is fraud.
How?
If you as a contractor are submitting an estimate for work to be done, you're the home like you got to be doing that work, and so you can't give that homeowner that money. You can't do that.
No, I'm saying like if homeowner got $18,000, I don't need $18,000. I need the roof portion of it. So if insurance company paid him for $14,000,
So
that's what I get.
Your contract is proceeds. Your contract is proceeds. So how do you separate that? And then how did the 18 grand come about?
Proceeds for my work. My contract is for work that I do. But if I don't do the trade, for example, I don't get paid on it. It's homeowner's money. And homeowner can hire a sider separately. It's for contractors' proceeds for my trade. If I would, listen, let's say insurance company pays for gutters and I say, hey, I don't do gutters, but I'm still going to charge you. Does it mean that I can charge? No. Insurance proceeds only for work actually done. And if I don't do something, we're going to subtract it. That would be 100% fraud, wouldn't it be? So if you have 3-page estimate or 15-page estimates and there is, interior damage, for example, and insurance pays for interior, and I'm like, hey, I don't do interior. The contract says insurance proceeds for the work that I do, and if I don't do it, it stays with them.
So are you making sure the interior is paid properly too? Then
I don't care. I'm not a public adjuster. I don't talk about.
Right. You don't care.
No.
Because it's the interior. So what do you care? You don't do that, right? That's the
it's
problem.
not. It's not my trade. It's not my trade. It's not my area of expertise.
So who's arguing for that homeowner about what they're owed for the interior damage now?
Listen.
Right, do you not understand that the homeowner needs their own adjuster to go up against the insurance company adjuster in the beginning?
Yes,
and damage control after.
And they will do that. And they will do that. But you don't tell them. But you will. But you don't go. Public adjusters. Here's the thing. I cannot tell the homeowner what to do in the situation. But I also don't want a public adjusters to go in and say, well, don't hire this roofer. Listen. It's none of your business how much I charge. It's none of your business. Maybe going rate among your friends is $10,000.
I'm not concerned with go.
But I'm pretty sure there are companies who charge $15,000. Who cares? It's not your business.
So shouldn't the homeowner have that option to find a company they want?
Listen, but they don't need a public adjuster to tell them what the going rate is it?
No, but so I did that as a neighbor. I said, hey.
No, you did it publicly, Anthony. You did it publicly. You drew this picture in people's minds like
that. I saw a neighbor and I asked my neighbor how much they paid.
Yeah.
And that the other neighbors got the same roof.
And you did not review
Why would you give a roof for all that extra money plus deductible?
And you did.
That's a bit.
But you don't know what they did. You did not see the claim. You made blank statement making the roof look good, make a roofer look bad, and yourself look good. Like I'm public adjuster. I did not review this claim, but I just assumed that this roofer is greedy. I think you greedy. You come off in that video is the greediest of three.
I'm telling you what they're owed. Like you don't want me involved because you think I'm going to take a cut, right?
I don't care if you get a cut, but if they need you. But if they don't need you,
you're doing it for proceeds, right? You care if I get a cut, right? Because what does the homeowner have to pay my fee out of pocket now?
Nobody has
that's
to.
What we tell everybody. Oh, we have to take all the money plus deductible. And if you have a public adjuster, they provide no value, and you're gonna have to pay that
deductible.
It's so dishonest.
Anthony.
So dishonest.
Anthony, deductible is the law. Homeowner have to pay deductible. It's the law. It's the law in Minnesota. You should know that. You keep referring
if a contractor charges you all the money, you have to pay it. But if your actual cash value settlement is enough money,
here's what you just said. Here's what you said. If a contractor charges you all the money, you have to pay it. Yes, bingo. Thank you so much. You agree with me, and that's exactly right. And we don't need a public adjuster in the occasion.
Proceeds are a bullshit contract, man.
Public adjuster like yourself is a bullshit business practice. We don't need public adjusters like you, Anthony.
See, that's what you don't understand. You have no idea what a good public adjuster does. You have no idea.
Anthony.
You're so ignorant to the process. You have no idea the value of a licensed representation. Licensed person.
Okay.
I have errors and omissions insurance to protect the homeowner
I understand
from my
that.
bullshit. Right? right? You don't. So what are you bringing to the table? Nothing, just an estimate. And you don't belong in that process until after a settlement is reached. And you most certainly don't get to take all the money because it's not your money. You give a bid like it's a normal job. Why is that so hard to do?
Anthony, you keep praising yourself how good you are and this and that and how people need you. My advice to you is work on your reputation. Publicly, you don't have a good reputation among public adjusters or contractors. No, listen. Like, I'm not attacking you, but I would not take my wife for anniversary to a 3-star restaurant. 3-star public adjuster argues with a 5-star roofer and think he is right and people need him. I've never hired a public adjuster and I've done thousands of claims and helped thousands of homeowners.
We don't work for you. We work for the homeowner.
I know, and they don't need you. And they don't need you. Homeowners don't need your service.
Who are you to tell the homeowner they don't need licensed representation? What is wrong with you?
If insurance company pays properly, they don't need you. If the insurance company pays properly, they don't need you.
No. Say you need me to make sure they pay properly from the beginning, and you don't even know what proper is. You're only worried about what you want, what you need. You have no idea what proper is. The interior damage you just said you don't care about. Nobody's arguing for all that stuff.
Anthony,
all you care about is a stinking roof.
Anthony, your value proposition to the marketplace is bullshit. You want a part of 10% overhead and profit on the work, and this is how you get paid. That's contractors' money. That's my money for my risk that I take doing that job.
It is not your money.
It is.
Not your money.
I'm in business for it.
Homeowner's money. Your name is not on that contract. It is not your money.
Homeowner.
They can't assign you the money. They can't tell you.
Insurance claims are not designed to enrich the whole. Listen, it's what you're doing is you're building this mentality that insurance claims almost like a lottery to the homeowner.
You told me they're all 30% underpaid. You said that.
Yes.
What if that homeowner's owed that money?
And contractor owes that money, not a homeowner.
No, it's not the contractor's
Listen,
money. It's the homeowner
pays deductible.
That's what you're wrong. It's not your money.
Homeowner pays deductible. We get paid to do the work, and we don't need the public adjusters unless we do.
No, see, that's what. So the amount you need to do the work has nothing to do with what the homeowner is owed. That's where you're wrong. It's not your money. Your roof part of the claim, like, is approved. Like, what the is approved? We don't even use that.
Listen.
That's just the roof part is approved. What about the rest of the claim?
Listen, it's like this. The best analogy I can get. If you get sued and someone's suing you, you need to hire a lawyer to defend yourself, right? You know, nobody recommends to go to court to defend yourself without a lawyer. But if someone have a conflict with you, like if me and you have disagreement, we don't need to go lawyer it up just because we disagreeing. Like you don't get sued yet, you don't get sued yet. The same thing happening here. To me personally, if insurance company denies the claim, that you go hire a public adjuster to represent you. But if they approve the claim and they don't argue.
The other part. Listen, if we have a dispute, like you're talking insurance claim, the insurance company is sending their lawyer, their adjuster. They are sending their lawyer. A homeowner, who do they have? A roofer. But listen, it's not you have the right to remain silent. Anything say Ken will be is against you. You have the right to a roofer. That's as ridiculous as it sounds because the insurance company is sending their representation, their legal licensed expert at making claims go away or minimizing. The easiest way to minimize a claim is to have a contractor involved outside of the homeowner doing it by themselves. Right? That's the easiest way. That's why they recommend you have a contractor because they can minimize that claim. And as long as you get enough, what do you care? And if you don't get enough, your hand's out to the homeowner. So they're sending their representation. They have their lawyer, and you have a roofer going up against the licensed, educated insurance company adjuster. It's not fair for you. I don't know why you're arguing this. It's not fair for you to have to do all this extra work. Why don't you just write an estimate and then do the job when the homeowner wants it done? That's your job.
All right.
Not any of the other stuff said.
Here's how I interpret the process. Here's how I interpret and how you interpret. And I'll let audience in comments below to see where they stand, I guess. Guys, like it if you agree with me on my interpretation, and dislike it if you agree with Anthony on his interpretation. In my interpretation, why do we need even insurance claims? You have a damage, insurance company comes in, pays the devils, you pays the deductible, contractor gets paid. That's my interpretation. Your interpretation, no, but let me finish. Your interpretation is you need to hire a public adjuster to represent you, get the bids from the contractors, he gets paid, you get the difference. You pretty much look at it as a lottery mentality, where homeowners almost always guaranteed to get extra money in their pocket. They don't have to pay deductible, and the contractor doesn't get overhead and profit, takes all the risk and just does.
Never said that. Never said that.
That's exactly what you said.
No, that's not. So
overhead and profit apparently goes to you and the homeowner, not to the contractor doing the actual physical work and taking all the risk on. Do you know how dangerous roof is?
Cry about how much money you need all you want. Give a fair. All I'm asking you is to give a fair, competitive per square price to do the job to the homeowner.
What if I tell you? What if I listen? What if I
wait? Your overhead and profit. Go ahead.
What if I tell you I know State Farm and Allstate prices? I already know it. I've done 1,000 claims. I know Exactimate. I have a data and track record. I know going in.
Estimate does not make you a claims expert.
Listen, no.
It's an estimating software.
It's estimated software that we use to negotiate.
You're coming off of this as the only money available to the homeowner is money for the contractor, and you got to take all the money. Right? That's what you were taught years after years. Like, that's kind of how you run all your business and stuff like that. But that's not how it works. That's how the insurance companies want you to think it works. They're in control. Their adjuster then is giving you take it or leave it settlements, and then you demand appraisal or whatever nonsense you try to get the claim paid. But that's not how the claim should work. The homeowner needs their license representation against that insurance company's license representation.
For what?
Just to make sure that
why you get okay? Why are you getting paid more money? And what's your argument when you get them more money than a roofer needs? What's the legal, ethical argument? Why do the homeowner needs more money to keep essentially? And
it's not about what you need. So it's not about what you need. It's about what they're owed. So imagine it's a slate roof. Okay. So this happened to my dad. Slate roof.
Okay.
This was before I became a public adjuster. Insurance company, Storm Chaser came, said, we'll do it for your deductible. And my dad was pretty happy with that. Except that they paid for slate replacement and he put up shingles. There's a little bit of a price difference there, right?
yeah.
So that contractor pocketed all that money.
Well, that would be
Right,
fraud.
so-
That's fraud. For the record, it's fraud even in my book. Like, I don't like if anybody who does that, we don't agree. This is fraud. Just because you signed insurance proceed contract does not clear that. That's unethical behavior, and that contractor should be sued for insurance fraud.
But I protect consumers from that kind of activity.
But you don't. Anybody can protect. Listen, anybody can protect consumer. Any lawyer can protect homeowner from that activity.
Lawyer or public adjuster. When it comes to insurance claim, lawyer or public adjuster can represent a home.
No, they can. I'm talking about homeowner protection. So if I commit the fraud, homeowner can take me to small claims and win. They don't need public adjuster.
No, my dad didn't know. My dad thought it was a good deal. Oh, I got it done for $2,000 or whatever his deductible was.
Okay.
He didn't even know. Right. So that's, I come from the home protecting the homeowner.
No, I get.
Listen,
I'm a consumer advocate myself. I protect homeowners too. We do the same work.
How? How do you protect homeowners?
I educate homeowners. I'm not telling contractors charge for something they didn't do. Insurance proceeds contract does not mean getting paid for something you didn't do.
But yeah, it does. It means you're getting all the insurance claim money.
No, it doesn't.
Proceeds.
No, it doesn't.
Listen, so I'm not against contractors.
Yes, you are.
Need to make, right?
Yes, you are.
No. How many times have I said,
Many
it
times.
shouldn't matter.
Look at your
price should
TikTok.
not change.
Look at your TikTok and your
Your price
tone
should-
about contractors.
Yeah, no, you're not understanding. I'm mad at the unlicensed activity that put homeowners at risk, okay? That's what I'm upset about. Contractors, if it cost you $20,000 to do a roof with all your overhead, all your profit, all the woe is me money, right? This is what we need on a non-insurance job. Because it's an insurance job, that number should not change. So I don't know why you can't just say, homeowner, I need X amount for this and give them an estimate when it comes down to what they're owed for that. So let's say you need, with all your bells and whistles, you need 20 grand for the roof.
Okay.
And now, so contractor needs 20 grand, but now I go in and negotiate with the insurance company. Oh, by the way, you owe overhead and profit on top of the 20 grand because your overhead and profit's already in the 20 grand. So if I get that insurance company to pay overhead and profit, any code upgrades that you notice, right? Oh, it's going to need new decking. That's already in your 20 grand. If the insurance policy has it in there, we can get them to pay it. If they don't, they don't. But generally, it's owed anyway because you can't do a. So here's a little nugget for you: the insurance company can't pay for a repair that can't be done. So if they don't have code coverage and the roof needs to be brought up to code, you can't do the roof without code, right? Without bringing it to code. The insurance company can't pay for a roof job without bringing it to the code, even if they don't have the code coverage, right? So there's a lot, claims are not easy, and I'm not trying to argue. I want the contractors to get a fair price. I don't want contractors really, like, you put the homeowner at risk when you say, we can work with the insurance company. You don't need a public adjuster. Now, you might not have ever run across a good public adjusting firm. Like, it's a different process with us. It's a little bit longer. Contractors don't like that, right? But sometimes that's a tactic to make the insurance companies to pay for what they owe. Like, so there's ways to do things. And I know contractors are all about getting it approved, getting it done, but we all have a part in this. So when there's a claim, the homeowner, like when you get arrested, you're going to call your lawyer first, right? When you think you have an insurance claim, you should call your representation first. Let us present the claim properly to the insurance company. Because like even hail, you need the 10 dots in the square, right? And the insurance company's like, oh, that's blistering. So you need a HEG certified person up there, you know, to kind of go through that. But sometimes on a hail claim, we don't do hail. We say it's wind damage because we don't have to prove that, right? So there's tactics, even though it's obvious. Sometimes there's ways, like you have to give up, like a frozen pipe claim. Sometimes we don't report it as a frozen pipe. We report it as an accidental discharge of the plumbing system because it's easier for us to get other coverages and things like that according to the policy. I just want contractors, hey, listen, you need a roof. It's 10 squares. Let us know, you know, when you want us to do it. Here's our price. And what the insurance company pays, a lot of people have scheduled roof endorsements where man, you're getting your whole roof rips off. You're getting half the money. So your proceeds, like, that's why that's not a good contract. You definitely need a public adjuster then to make sure that every stone is unturned and the insurance company pays for every penny of what they owe according to those policy coverages. So you're going to get a lot of chuck on a truck public adjusters. They get a license, usually a contractor trying to circumvent the law where they say, oh, if you use us, we won't charge you the public adjuster fee. Right. And I'm like, well, that's not good for the homeowner. The contractors, like, our fee is inconsequential because you don't have to charge all the insurance claim money. That's the only time where public adjuster, they're going to take money, so you're going to have to pay out of pocket. No, you shouldn't be doing it for proceeds. If you're owed 50 grand for this, for the damage from the entire storm, like all the damage, and the roof part of this is 20 grand, and you got 20 grand in cash value, you give the contractor the 20 grand. You don't have to pay them also your deductible, right? But there's a lot of value to a good public insurance adjuster. It's not just writing an estimate. Like an estimate doesn't make you a public adjuster, like, because you exactimate. Sure, that's a nice guide, but the policy drives a lot of this. And getting the insurance company to say yes to begin with, there's tactics and techniques, and it's really easy. Like the interview with the homeowner. You know, how often did it leak? Does it leak every time it rains? Like, these are not trying to get information. This is the insurance company trying to trip the homeowner up. Like, did it get your home office? You know, I have hail damage on a roof and a garage. The garage, the insurance company adjuster said, oh, what's this truck for? Oh, I use it for my business. No garage coverage, zero, because of that, right? So it's about knowing, you know, and so so here's the other thing we do. We document the loss. We prepare for litigation throughout the process and the appraisal process throughout the process, because like State Farm.
I get it, Anthony. I apologize. We run out of time. I want to finish on a good note. Like on this channel, like I know a lot of public adjusters. If you watch my channel, I interview 5 public adjusters. It's never been what this is. roofers, my audience, are very sensitive to the messages like you've been sending. I think you crossed the board several times. I just want to give you advice. Don't get into pricing. Don't get into, like, you came off many times on your TikTok as a contractor hater. And if you want to work with the contractors, we welcome public adjusters. Like, you can see 5 public adjusters interviewing this channel. They're all positive. Like, no, I'm saying, like, you come off as the guy. That's why you have you probably the most hated public adjuster in the roofing industry right now, based on your TikToks and how you present. And this is, friendly advice. I'm not trying to roast you or anything. I want to help you.
Yeah, no, I'm all about constructive criticism.
I want to work with you.
I'm really. Yeah, listen, we have the same goal, and I'd say the same thing to the insurance agents. I'm like, listen, you need to refer your clients to me. Like, it's really very important. And I know there's a lot of bad public adjusters out there, and a lot of public adjusters, like, if they're taking from a contractor's estimate, like, they're not providing a whole lot of value, right? So that's not, in my eyes, not a good public adjuster. And then the contractors who are charging every penny are also, like, that's not appropriate. And I'm not against contractors. Like, I need them to do my roof and my siding, stuff like that. But when I have an insurance claim, my contractor gave me an estimate. He had no idea it was, he did know it was an insurance claim. He goes, do you want a jacked up estimate? That's what he said to me. He goes, do you want a jacked up estimate? I'm like, dude, this is what I do. Like, you can't do that. I know they're not paying your estimate, so you got to jack it up. And that's not, like, what if they owed all that? So let me get the settlement. You can get what you need. At the end of the day, just give the homeowner what you need. You don't have to deal with the insurance company part of it. And I don't know why you'd want to spend all that time, all that effort. Like, I see these contractors with these big reports with the hail. And I'm not, like, we don't do that. Like, we're professionals at this, and there's no need to do that. And
Okay.
so, I just don't understand.
Well, thank you for your time.
So I'm here to help.
I know it get a little heated. I want to continue these conversations. I love when it's polarized like this, because truth usually is born somewhere in the middle, whether we like to admit it or not. But I would like to do one more of these in the near future. Thank you so much for your time, man.